The FBI's most wanted terrorist, Ayman al-Zawahiri, taken out in a drone strike over the weekend in Kabul, Afghanistan. Here's President Biden last night.
He was deeply involved in the planning of 9/11. One of the most responsible for the attacks that murdered 2,977 people on American soil.
ABC News national security analyst Mick Mulroy describing the drone strike that killed Zawahiri but did not hurt anyone around him.
They send these blades from a Hellfire missile spinning at thousands of miles an hour, but in a very concentrated trajectory. So it will go through and essentially vaporize a human body, but somebody standing within feet of this person would not be injured at all.
The terror leader was struck while on the balcony of a safe house in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Kabul, very close to the U.S. Embassy. Abortion on the ballot today in Kansas. ABC's Devin Dwyer reports voters are deciding whether to amend the state constitution to enact greater restrictions on the procedure.
Kansas is one of these states that wasn't affected really by the Supreme Court's decision, and that's because it is one of 8 states whose state constitutions protect a woman's right to get an abortion. It stems from a 2019 state Supreme Court decision that said Kansas women are guaranteed personal autonomy, and that covers abortion.
With cases on the rise, the White House naming FEMA's Robert Fenton as the new national monkeypox response coordinator. Still no containment with California's biggest fire so far this year. U.S. Forest Service official Heather McRae on the McKinney fire along Oregon's border, getting some help from the rain.
With the precipitation, we have crews directly on the fire edge, building a combination of dozer line where we can get the equipment in there, and then hand line where it is too steep for the dozers to work.
More rain today in eastern Kentucky, where 37 people have died so far in flooding. You're listening to ABC News.
There's still time for business owners to claim their federal aid under the Employee Retention Tax Credit Program. Cash refunds of up to $26,000 per employee are available for employers who continue to pay their employees during the COVID epidemic. Many businesses qualify and simply do not know it. All business types and industries may qualify. You can claim the credit even if you received a PPP loan. This is a cash payment and not a loan and can be claimed now. The licensed CPAs and tax professionals at Ferguson, Timar & Associates have been serving business owners across the country for over 15 years. The best part is that until you receive your cash payment, you don't pay us a dime. Our tax credit specialists are available now at 833-ERC-FILE, and your tax payment estimate is quick, easy, and free. That's 833-ERC-FILE to qualify you and your business for up to $26,000 per employee of free federal aid. Call us now at 833-ERC-FILE. That's 833-ERC-FILE.
The first shipment of grain to leave Ukraine since the start of the war is arriving today in Lebanon, and the White House says another $500 million in U.S. aid is also heading for Ukraine. A new video of another costumed character apparently ignoring a black child, this time at a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant in New Jersey. The video showing the character giving a high five to several kids, but not to 2-year-old Safa Muhammad.
It's the third case in recent weeks where the parent of a child has gone public about unequal or even racist treatment at an establishment. It allegedly happened twice at Sesame Place in Pennsylvania. As for the Chuck E. Cheese incident, the company releasing a statement saying, "We want to thank the family who brought this to our attention and for giving the on-site manager an opportunity to apologize and address their concerns in person." Safa's mother says the venue's management eventually arranged for a private picture with the character.
ABC's Derek Dennis. Expected to testify today, Alex Jones, founder of InfoWars and accused of stoking conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook massacre. Families of 2 of the young victims are suing him for millions of dollars, saying they were harassed after he repeatedly claimed that mass shooting was nothing but a hoax. And for the first time ever, the Marines have an African-American holding the rank of 4-star general. Michael Langley, who has been in the Corps for more than 30 years, takes over as head of U.S. forces in Africa. This is ABC News.
It's been a while since I gave myself a real chance to meet someone new.
Susan and John are 2 kindred spirits who rediscovered the romance they deserve on Silver Singles, the secure dating site for singles over 50.
John is a massive foodie like me. It's been amazing to experience some of my favorite things again with someone who makes my heart beat faster. I'm so glad I got back out there.
Sign up today at silversingles.com/love. That's silversingles.com/love.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's the time of year to come to NC Tractor for the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. NC Tractor gives fantastic customer service, the best discounts possible, and it's a locally owned business. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue is helping to make outdoor work more enjoyable. Shouldn't you have something that you can be proud of for a long time? Massey Ferguson and Bobcat zero-turn mowers. Come look them over. 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. That phone number is 288-0395.
High temperatures will head into the low to upper 90s today. You factor in the humidity, and we'll be dealing with feels-like temperatures in the upper 90s, even the lower 100s. Small rain chances will be in place today, and that will continue into the next couple of days because of this drier air that's aloft. We will likely see lows in the low to mid 70s tonight, with highs in the low to upper 90s tomorrow and feels-like temperatures in the triple digits. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
We've had some pretty thick fog around this morning. There may still be some out there where you're traveling, so please be aware of the fact that there may be some foggy conditions where you're traveling, so watch out, please. Right now we're 66 degrees, warming up here locally to 91, but we'll have a heat index around 96. There may be another pop-up storm later today, but right now it's another great getting up morning here in the foothills, and it's Tuesday morning, the second day of August, 6 minutes past 7. And I have these death announcements this morning. Butch Melton, age 94 of Rutherfordton, died Sunday at her home. The family will receive friends from 10 until 11 Wednesday, August 3rd at First Baptist Church of Rutherfordton Sanctuary. The memorial service will be at First Baptist Church at 11 a.m. Wednesday, and the burial of the urn will be at 10 o'clock Thursday at the Western Carolina State Veterans Cemetery, Black Mountain. Mike Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Services is in charge of the arrangement for Melvina Butch Ellenberg Melton, Butch Melton. Harold Dean Swink, age 63 of Horsford Road, Rutherfordton, passed away Saturday, July 30th at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. A memorial service will be conducted at 2 o'clock Sunday, August 7th at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Again, that's Harold Dean Swink, and the services provided by Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services. Amber Smith, age 27 of Spindale, passed away Monday due to a motor vehicle accident. A memorial service will be conducted at 3 o'clock Saturday, August the 6th at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services, serving the family of Amber Smith. Stephen Howard Taub, 78 of Forest City, passed away July 23rd at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. A visitation was held last night at Crow's Funeral Chapel, and the service will be held today at 12 o'clock at Black Mountain Veterans Cemetery, Old U.S. Highway 70, Black Mountain. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Stephen Taub. Jerry Lee Harden, age 75 of Rutherfordton, died Friday, July 29th at Atrium Health Carolinas Medical Center, Maine, and Charlotte. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 o'clock Wednesday, August 3rd at McMahon's Funeral Home. The funeral service will be 11 a.m. Thursday, August 4th at McMahon's Funeral Home. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Service is serving the family of Jerry Lee Harden. John Falk, age 60 of Rutherfordton, passed away Sunday at his residence Saturday, July 30th. And Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services will be serving the family of John Falk of Rutherfordton. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, can be heard today at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report with Kevin Pleasant this afternoon. Please join us for that. Matter of fact, stay tuned throughout today for information and entertainment right here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB. The Bill O'Reilly Morning Update coming up next. Then we'll have the story from the Wild Wild West, and we'll get to the phone calls and find out what's happening around our Wild Wild West right here in Rutherford County on our Call Around the County newscast. Here's Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. But first, many timeshare owners are very upset because their yearly dues have nearly doubled. Well, Lone Star will guarantee the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. With their A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau, clients know that Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. For a free consultation, please go to LoneStarTransfer.com or call 855-551-7066. On this Tuesday, one of the awful things about the collapse of public education is that most Americans lack a fundamental understanding of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Therefore, when the Supreme Court declared unconstitutional New York State's refusal to allow law-abiding citizens to carry legally purchased handguns, there was immediately an insane amount of gibberish hoisted on the public. About 2 million Americans heard the far-left ladies on The View posit that because of the ruling, we New Yorkers are in far more danger. According to the women, Wild West shootouts will soon erupt, paging Wyatt Earp. What these nincompoops fail to understand is that criminals already have handguns, and they didn't buy them from honest dealers who have to impose extensive background checks the thugs would never endure. You cannot buy a handgun in New York or California or many other states without having your entire life scrutinized. Joey the Pusher is not going to do that. So vicious criminals are armed and innocent civilians are not in many places. Last year, there were 37,000 violent crimes committed in New York State alone, almost all of the victims unarmed. So give me a break. The founders wanted honest people to be able to protect themselves from evil predators. That is the right to bear arms. It'll still be difficult to buy a pistol and get a carry permit in New York State. But now, because of the Supreme Court ruling, it is not impossible. Back after this. AMAC is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful news, and a magazine full of uncensored content. They are pushing back against efforts to defund the police, weaken the borders, and corrupt our youth. But they need your help. Please stand with AMAC at amac.us. That's amac.us. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
The defending world champs are answering the call. The Braves' run for a title heats up this summer, and we'll bring it to you live.
High fly, deep to left, forget about it for Austin Riley, and blast to left.
Tonight, the battle for the National League East takes center stage at Truist Park as the Braves take on Bryce Harper and the Phillies. Braves radio's on the air at 6:05 Eastern, 5:05 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
When my business got bigger, many things changed. My lunches got shorter, more meetings arranged. My budget got bigger, but all that it meant was I cared even more about how it was spent. When I spend it on radio, I see where it goes. My investment comes back, and my business just grows. Radio helps all businesses to grow. Find out how at radioheardhere.com.
Brought to you by this radio station to remind you that radio is heard here. Radio is heard everywhere.
Let the WCAB marketing team go to work for your business. It works. Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356.
Martha Jane Canary was born in Missouri about 1848. I say about because, in the spirit of womanhood, during her life, Martha Jane's birth year moved from 1844 to 1852 as she got older. But we don't know her as Martha Jane. Now, as the legend goes, and much of what we know about her falls in that category, her nickname came from the fact she was always helping people in trouble. Someone said, "You know, you're always there when there's a calamity, Jane." And with that, the legend of Calamity Jane was born. As As a young woman, Calamity Jane was a nurse, dishwasher, mule skinner, bullwhacker, cook, and prostitute. She dressed in men's clothing, drank hard liquor, smoked cigars, and chewed tobacco. For a short stint, she was a mule skinner during General Crook's march to Montana. That is until she went bathing in the river with the troopers and her gender was discovered. Although Calamity Jane was married to other men, one man held her heart, Wild Bill Hickok. Calamity even maintained that she and Wild Bill were married and they had a child. Although she and Wild Bill were friends, it's hard to prove that there was any romance between them. Calamity Jane became old beyond her years. An alcoholic, she had short stints in midway shows until the management couldn't put up with her being drunk and fired her. Then on August 1, 1903, Calamity Jane died of pneumonia. Her last words were supposedly, "Bury me next to Bill," and she was. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
When your taste buds are screaming for delicious, head over to Jesse James Railroad Express. Enjoy fresh cooked burgers, garden salads, hot dogs any way you like, French fries. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. They're open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. That's Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Ruth. Call ahead, 828-447-4644. And Mondays only, hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions, only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
These stories of the Wild Wild West should be required listening for students of the Old West and history. But we continue to have those Wild Wild West stories. Right now, though, we're turning our attention to home stories, and we have the Sheriff Rutherford County on the phone to tell us what's been happening around the corner, around the street, and over town. Good morning, Sheriff Chris Francis.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing well. I hope you are doing well.
I am, sir. I certainly am.
Good. Tell us what's been going on in your department.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 112 calls for service. There have been 10 arrests processed in county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 184. Among those arrested, Barbara Ann Blanton, 38-year-old female of Spindale, was charged with 5 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. David Lynn Anderson, 51-year-old male of Boston, was charged with 5 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Joshua Brett Horton, 33-year-old male of Mooresboro, was charged with 5 counts of failure to appear and also received a $500 secure bond. Chastity Levon Washington, 47-year-old female of Rutland, was charged with 2 counts of obtained property by false pretense and received a $5,000 secure bond. Justin Scott Sperlin, 35-year-old male of Gastonia, was charged with possession of meth and also possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver meth, and he was returned back to prison where he had been prior to being served those 2 pieces of paper. Lauren Jane Landon, 40-year-old female of Lake Lure, was charged with trespassing and received a written promise to appear. Alan Scott Ryan, 59-year-old male of Iron Station, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear, received a $1,000 secure bond. Stefan Eugene Mace, 53-year-old male of Rutland, was charged with failure to comply. Child support received a $1,500 cash bond. Michael Delane Ray, 33-year-old male of Lake Lure, was charged with failure to appear, received a $500 secure bond. Kevin Scott Lee, 33-year-old male of Farsi, was charged with breaking and entering, injury to property, and resisted delay, and received a $1,000 secure bond. Among our incidents, we have obtained property by false pretense on Buck Collins Road, Far City. Someone had used a victim's EBT card without authorization. We had a larceny of a firearm on Whitesides Road in Bostic. It was a Ruger single 6.22 Magnum cylinder revolver. We had uttering a counterfeit, looks like it was a $100 counterfeit bill. There at Big Island Road in Far City, someone had used this $100 counterfeit bill to pay for gas and got changed back. We had a larceny on Big Island Road. It was a 2001 Honda Rubicon 500 four-wheeler. It had previously been yellow, but the owner had painted over it with a grayish camo. However, some of the yellow was protruding through, so it should be able to be identified that way. We had a larceny of a firearm on Maple Creek Road. It was a Glock 19X, tan in color, valued at $600. A young man had been involved in an accident. Prior to going to the hospital, I believe he had getting stuff out of his vehicle. He had misplaced it or had handed it over to a passerby and did not get that back. Had a shoplifting call, Dollar General in Ellenboro. There was a male and a female that took off before law enforcement arrived. Is pending an inventory. I do believe the female has been identified, but will still be under investigation. We had a B&E and injury to property on Frady Street in Ruston, and this is where Kevin Scott Lee had broken into a relative's residence, and law enforcement got into a small scuffle and chase with him, gotten him into custody. Mentioned earlier, 33-year-old male of Forest City. Jim, that's what we had to report.
All right, Sheriff, thank you very much for that report, and I hope you stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye. 20 minutes after 7 o'clock here on WCAB. I asked the question a few days ago to the sheriff and others about whether or not homeless people were being sent into Rutherford County from somewhere else, such as Asheville. A story in today's edition of the Courier said that there's no evidence of that happening, no evidence of homeless people being sent to Rutherford County. Some individuals and families continue to struggle. However, the rumor has been repeated throughout the summer is that more homeless people are in the county now because other cities and counties are busing them here. This article by Scott Carpenter says there is no evidence to support this. Law enforcement officials, town officials, elected leaders, and professionals who work directly with the homeless are saying this is simply a rumor that has no basis in fact. Pat Chamberlain, founder and executive director of Out of the Ashes, operates the only homeless shelters in Rutherford County. He said, "We've seen no evidence at all of homeless people being used or being bused in Rutherford County." Terry Hageman, who operates Grace of God Soup Kitchen, says his organization has not had an uptick in clients over the spring and summer either. So that maybe that'll put that to rest. Town leaders say they have heard rumors, but also have seen no evidence to support the assertion that they're shipping in homeless from Asheville and places like that. We'll continue staying with that story and see if anything changes. Here's Lindsay now to report to us from 911 Communications Center today. Lindsay, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 448 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 51 EMS under law enforcement, 112 Sheriff's Office, 53 Forest City, 10 Lake Lure, 30 Rutherfordton, and 40 Spindale. Under fire calls, Forest City had 2 fire alarms. Forest City also had a motor vehicle accident, as well as Rutherfordton and SDO. And that is all.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Now, Ruby Taylor is our next reporter. She's over in the Danieltown area, SDO Fire District, and she's on the air with us right now. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report today, Ruby?
Well, the fire department had a call. It was a vehicle accident. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Rick Green, Sonny Cole, and Becky Elliott having birthdays today, and hope they'll have a nice day. Sounds in the rains today and tomorrow. Jim, that's all I got.
Ruby, you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
It's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Now listen to this message.
Did you know that approximately 34% of women worldwide are affected by urinary incontinence? But there is good news. You don't have to suffer anymore. Brock Family Care in Forest City is excited to introduce a breakthrough treatment for urinary incontinence called BTL Emsella. All you have to do is sit on the Emsella chair for 30 minutes fully clothed, 2 times a week for 3 weeks, and your quality of life will significantly improve. Sound interesting? Then call 828-382-7282 to learn more about this amazing treatment, or visit our website at www.brockfamilycare.com.
Now at 24 past 7, let's go up to Fairfield Mountains and Gary Wilson. Good morning. Are the mountains as beautiful today as they were yesterday?
They sure are, and just as warm as they were yesterday.
We got a pretty quiet 24 hours weather-wise, and didn't get all the storms and everything we've been getting the last few days, so that was good. Had a little light shower or two come through. Got some fog in spots to put up with this morning, so be careful. You may be riding along, hit a fog bank, but it'll burn off pretty quickly. And but you can expect that. Get humid weather like we're having now to see some fog pop up in the mornings.
Yes.
Well, of course, is it the month of September or August? You ever how many foggy mornings you have? You're going to have that many snows?
I was thinking it was August.
A fellow told me one time, he said he counted 16 of them, and he said he started packing his bags right then. He was ready to get out of here.
Well, I don't know if that's any truth to all those stories or not, but I heard that it was August. So this is our first one, right?
I believe it is August, so we already got the first one in. So we'll see what we do about getting. I don't think we need about 16 snows, but maybe 1 or 2 be all right.
1 or 2 be fine.
But overnight calls, no calls for our fire department overnight. Bill's run a couple of calls yesterday, and everything's been pretty quiet for us. And everything is ready to go this morning, ready for another week coming up here. And gonna be warm, it looks like, but it is summertime still, so we'll have to take it for a little while longer.
Well, I hope you have a good day and a good one, and we'll check back in with you first thing in the morning.
All right, take care, Jim.
Thanks, Gary.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Now let's check in over at Bostic. Deborah Upton, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great. Woke up this morning with my eyes open, put my feet on the floor. I'm a happy man.
That's a blessing, ain't it?
It is indeed.
Okay, over here in Bostic this morning we have a temperature of 69 degrees. Fire department had no calls. Don't forget to stop in at Washburn Store, located on Boston Sunshine Highway, and check their items out and get one of their delicious sandwiches. And take your kids out to Bostic Park and let them enjoy that. And hope everyone has a wonderful day.
You have a good day too, DeVern, and we'll check in with Bostic tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Bye.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
All right, we're going up to Hudlow, and we have a man up there who been reporting with us a long time, a good friend, Bob Hodge. Good morning. How are you doing?
We're doing just fine up here on this Tuesday morning there.
Got another foggy morning down here this way. I think it's about burned off, though.
Well, it's burning off up here, so that means one little snow this winter.
We're going to count them off, aren't we?
Yeah, count them off there. Oh, ever clear fog in August, that means the snow, so.
Yeah, we better go buy some snowshoes. I believe we're going to have some more fogs.
Well, I tell you, if it gets as cold as it's been hot this summer there, we better get an overcoat or something there.
That's right. You're right.
Oh, but Jim, things going along good up here this morning so far with the fire department. We've answered one medical call, hadn't had any fire wreck calls, so that's good. Other than that, things are looking good up here this morning, and maybe we'll have a good, quiet day up here. So that's about it. Now, you take care, and you Have a good one over there.
Thanks, Bob. I will. I hope you do too. And I will check in tomorrow to see if you've had a good day, and I'll check with you.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bob Hodge out of the Hudlow Fire District this morning, 30 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. Well, one of the stores that's unique to us at this area that really I like to brag on is the drop-in Family Mart there in Bostic, there on the Bostic Sunshine Highway. Audrey Ullman is the manager over there, and they do such a great thing. It's a large store. They have aisles of groceries. It's unlike any other convenience store that you might shop in, and it's homegrown. It's locally owned, and I like that aspect. Now, there are a lot of places you go in that's owned by somebody somewhere else far away, and then they bring in what they want us to see and buy and sell. But this is a local store, and they have a meat market in the back. They could cut your meat fresh for you, what size steak you want, or chicken, and they'll steaks, pork chops, and roast. They're open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., and you ought to go by and check them out for breakfast this morning. Now, they've been real busy. We've been unable to talk with them by phone because they're so busy at breakfast time. But we do know that they're there operating a great deli. And they have chicken, Major Lee's chicken, potato wedges, pizza, beef dogs, all those things. If you're cooking out this weekend, you need propane, they've got plenty of that too. Drop in Family Mart. Unlike any other store you'll find in this area, and it's locally owned, so let's support them all we can. All right, let's head over to the Sunshine or Cherry Mountain Fire District between Bostic and Sunshine. Sue Price, how you doing?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I am indeed. Is it foggy over there?
No, I don't. I haven't seen any fog. It's just looks like it's a little bit cloudy or something. I haven't seen a bright sun yet, but anyway, we're going to have a good day. Looks like another hot one. Oh, man, we've had some hot weather, hadn't we?
We have indeed.
But that's okay. It's summertime. Well, let's see. I didn't have any calls from the fire department, so I reckon they've been quiet. Have no birthdays on my church calendar for today. On my personal calendar, I've got Butch Cook, so we hope Butch will have a good day today. And then there's nothing on Fairview's for today, and I don't have First Broad's calendar yet, so not too many celebrating that I know of, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And so far, I don't have any announcements. Hadn't had anything come in from the churches, so just quiet and calm over here looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Did you say Butch Cook is having a birthday today?
That's what I've got on my calendar.
Oh, I hope somebody holds him down to his smutty nose with black soot, up and down on his nose and his forehead. Just hold him down and then sing happy birthday to him. So you have a great day over there.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 7:33 this morning as we circle the county to find out what's been happening, and we'll get to our next phone call right after this.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
All right, let's check and see if she's at home this morning up in the Shingle Hollow. Hello, Tina.
Hello, Jim. Good morning, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'll do on this Tuesday morning, this terrific Tuesday morning. It's been foggy up here in Shingle Hollow this morning, but the sun's starting to peek through. There's a heavy dew, 68 degrees. Fire department was all quiet. We have a birthday on Pilgrim Way's calendar for Jay Hitt, and on Piney Knob Baptist Church, we have John Hutchins having a birthday. So I hope both these fellas have a wonderful day. celebrate big. I don't have any announcements today, so hopefully it's going to be a quiet day. Hopefully it cools down a little bit, or not so humid. And that's all I have.
All righty. Well, you got big plans today?
I always have plans, but they're not too big today.
Well, as long as you stay busy. Don't want you to get too idle up there.
Well, I hope you have a great day, Jim, and I'll talk to you in the morning.
You have a great day, too. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's 7:35, and our temperature reading right now is 66 degrees, cloudy. Fog's about to burn off out here in front of the station, but you may have fog wherever you're traveling this morning. So please be aware of that. Around those curves, you may run into a bank of fog. So please be careful.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
All right, let's wake up, Union Mills. Here comes Brenda Kelly on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this tremendous Tuesday morning?
Well, I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm feeling mighty fine.
Good.
I done got up and got part of my supper cooked for tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm excuse me. I'm having all vegetables. My neighbors shared with me, and I've got fresh tomatoes, fresh okra, fresh corn, fresh green beans. So that's what we're having for supper
That
with
sounds
cornbread.
good. You can't beat that.
No, you sure can't. Well, let's see. I've got 64 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays and anniversaries. Excuse me. All of a sudden, my throat's tickling. In ways of announcement, we got Vacation Bible School at Far City Church of the Nazarene, August the 5th through the 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then Friday, August the 5th at the Union Mills Learning Center, 6 p.m. Hot dog meal, the cost is $6. 7 p.m. Jordan River Band from South Carolina will be furnishing the music. There's no admission, but they do have a tip jar available for the band. I don't know what's wrong with my throat, but anyway, we got a gospel singing and cookout at Macedonia Baptist Church. This is at 1372 Macedonia Church Loop, Nebo, North Carolina, 28761. This is off of Bain Mountain Road. This will be August the 13th, 1 p.m. until, featuring Middle Cross and Polk County line. Then the Gilkey School Community Center will have a buffet breakfast. This is August the 13th, starting at 7 a.m. and going to 10 a.m. Adults, $8. Kids, 6 to 12, $3. Kids 5 and under is free, and money goes to help support the community center. And so far, that's all I got going on. So,
all right. Well, we'll let you go get your drink of water, clear your throat.
I'm telling you, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's something else. Some mornings I get up like that, and some mornings I don't.
I know the feeling. Feeling.
It's tickles, and you have to try to get rid of it, don't you?
That's right.
You go check on Luther and see if he's in. He was out of pocket yesterday morning.
He was. He sure was.
Yeah, you better get on to him, dock his pay or
dock
something.
his pay if he don't get on the ball.
That's exactly right.
You have a great day over there.
Okay, catch you later.
Thanks. Bye-bye. That's the Kelly Report from Union Mills. It's 7:39.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
And we're checking in now with Ellenboro, North Carolina, and that's where we find Luther Gilligan. He reports to us from the fire news over there in other parts of the county. Luther Gilligan, good morning.
Good morning, you two. Hope you're having a good day.
My day's off to a great start so far. How about yours?
Good. Hey, I'm having a great day. Sitting here drinking coffee, watching the sun come up.
Ain't life good?
It's good. It's a good day. But it's quiet down here this morning. Not a whole lot happening. Everything's peaceful, calm. See, the fire department, they only had 2 medical calls yesterday and last night. Other than that, they're quiet. Nothing going on with them. So everything's going good down here. So you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Stay out of the middle of the road, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.
All right, bye. Luther Gilligan out. Excuse me. Got to tickle in my throat now. Luther Gilligan out of Ellenboro. Now it's time for birthdays and anniversaries. 287-3356 is the line to call your birthday in on. 287-3356, and this is the 2nd day of August. This is August the 2nd. So birthdays and anniversaries are coming up in just a moment.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
And Andrew will be in the studio this morning a little after 8 o'clock to give some words of wisdom about your finances and how to best handle them. Andrew Tisdale, 8:05 this morning. Right now I want to turn your attention to Main Street, Spindale, where you'll find Granny B's Restaurant, Granny B's Bakery and Restaurant, where they have a great breakfast already underway. They start opening breakfast about 7 o'clock, maybe even earlier than that, 7 o'clock, and they'll serve breakfast till about 11. And you get those donuts all day long, those delicious daylight donuts. And why don't you check with them and check one of their menus for the delicious subs that they offer during the day. You can order it any way you want to. They got a lot of things to put on it, or you can leave some of it off. Just tell them what you want on it, and they'll fix that for you. Great place. I love Granny B's. I think you will too. Main Street there in Spindale.
Happy birthday.
Let's wish a happy birthday to Anthony Mosley and Tamisha Hamilton of Forest City. Tamisha turns 18 today, so happy birthday to Tamisha Hamilton and Anthony Mosley. Other birthdays today include Carol O'Connor. He was born in 1924. He died in 2001. And Peter O'Toole was born in 1932. He died in 2013. He was an actor. Both of them were actors. Carol O'Connor was a good actor. I liked him. Events on this day include 1790, the first U.S. Census was conducted. 1819, the first parachute jump in the U.S. 1865, Lewis Carroll publishes Alice Adventures in Wonderland. 1870, Tower Subway, first underground tube railway, opens in London. 1909, U.S. issues the first Lincoln penny. 1943, Lieutenant John F. Kennedy's PT boat 109 sinks at Solomon Island. 1961, the Beatles' first gig, house band of the Cavern Club. National Night Out Day today, National Coloring Book Day, and I like this one, National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. So now you're up to date on this date in history right here on WCAB in Rutherford. Coming up, Keys to Confident Living, and then we'll take you down memory lane with some classic oldies and be back top of the hour with some ABC News and Andrew Tisdale at the Blue Room.
Two men walking along a country road decided to take a shortcut across a cow pasture. When they got to the far side of the field, one of the men opened the gate so they could go through. After walking on for a little while, the one man remembered that they had not closed the gate. As he returned to finish the job, he remembered the words an old friend shared with his children shortly before his death. As the dying man gathered his children around him, he said, "As you travel down life's pathway, remember to close the gates behind you." The man wanted his children to avoid having the ghosts of the past mar future experiences. He knew that life would bring problems, difficult situations, heartaches, and personal failures. But he didn't want them to live with a life of regrets and painful memories. He wanted them to close the gates on these experiences and go on. Pain from the past needs to be put behind us, regardless of who is responsible. The situation causing the pain may be our fault or the fault of someone else, but we need to deal with it and move on. We need to close the gate on self-pity, remorse, and the disappointment of personal failure. Where necessary, we need to ask forgiveness from both God and the person offended, but then it is time to get on with life. When we seek forgiveness from God for our personal failures and sins, the Bible says that He puts it as far from Him as the east is from the west. In other words, God will never bring up that sin to us again. If God has closed the gate on it, then that's what we also need to do. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
The defending world champs are answering the call. The Braves' run for a title heats up this summer, and we'll bring it to you live.
from ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. We're learning more details about the attack that took the life of al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri, who was taken out in a drone strike while standing on the balcony of a safe house in one of Kabul, Afghanistan's wealthiest neighborhoods. ABC senior White House correspondent Mary Bruce with more on what she's been told by a White House official.
The official said President Biden was first briefed on the intelligence in April, and as more information was confirmed, gave the go-ahead early last week. Days later, the time was right. Saturday in Kabul, with the armed drone invisible overhead, Zawahiri walked out on his balcony and 2 Hellfire missiles were launched right at him, killing him immediately. But the administration says no civilians, including his family inside the house, were harmed.
Zawahiri was Osama bin Laden's top lieutenant, and he took over the terror network when bin Laden was killed. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi still in Asia, still not saying if she and her team will be stopping in Taiwan. The Chinese government not happy about even the idea of a visit. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan telling Good Morning America.
The United States is not looking for escalation, but of course we will reserve the right to ensure that we are defending our interests, and we will stay vigilant to whatever China chooses to do in the coming hours and days.
WNBA star Brittany Griner in a Russian courtroom. Her lawyer says she has heard about the possibility of a prisoner swap with the Kremlin, and she's hopeful.
She's still focused, and she's still nervous, and she still knows that the end is near. And of course she heard the news, so she's hoping that sometime she could be coming home, and we hope too.
There are primaries in 5 states today, including in Michigan, where GOP nomination for governor is at stake. In Kansas, voters are deciding on whether to strip abortion protections from the state constitution and give the Republican-controlled state legislature more power to pass new laws. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Neighbors helping neighbors in Northern California with the state's biggest wildfire this year. The McKinney Fire still raging out of control. Rachel Smith with the Klamath National Forest at a community meeting said,
the way that you have helped evacuate each other's livestock, the way that you've put up friends from school and allowed people to stay on your floors, I wanted to say thank you for all of that.
2 people have been killed in the fire near the Oregon border. Hundreds of people are still missing after flooding in eastern Kentucky. At least 37 are confirmed dead. The governor says it may take weeks, though, to find all of the victims. President Biden today appointing a new monkeypox coordinator, forming acting FEMA head Robert Fenton getting the post. So far, the CDC says there are nearly 6,000 confirmed cases of monkeypox around the country. And a change to one of the newest songs from a superstar, ABC's Jason Nathanson with details.
Beyonce cooking up controversy with a song on her highly acclaimed new album, Renaissance. The uproar over the song Heated, in which she uses a word twice that's considered derogatory in the disability community. In fact, Lizzo used the word in a song a few weeks ago, faced backlash, apologized, and changed the lyric. Beyonce is following suit, her team saying in a statement that the word, not used intentionally in a harmful way, will be replaced. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
This is ABC News.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math.
I can't do this. It's impossible.
Not you, Dad, your daughter. Staples will help her move forward.
Right.
Right now, Staples one-subject notebooks are just 35 cents each. Plus, select backpacks are 50% off. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. In-store only backpack offer ends 8/6. Notebook offer ends 8/27. Limit 30.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
And temperatures will reach the low to upper 90s today. Factor in the humidity out there. And we'll be feeling like the upper 90s and the triple digits. We're going to see small rain chances for this afternoon. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms could roll in, but they'll quickly move out. Tonight will be a dry one with lows in the low to upper 70s. We will see highs in the low to upper 90s for tomorrow with another small chance of rain. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's 66 degrees right now. We'll be warming up nicely up to about 91 with that heat index around 96. So that's about like we've had the past few weeks, right? Not going to be much change. It may be a pop-up shower later on today, too. We'll watch that weather pattern for you. You stay tuned right here and make your preparations accordingly. It's 8:05, and this is Tuesday morning. That means it's Andrew Tisdale Day here in the Blue Room. And we'll talk with him right after we make this phone call.
At Carolina West Wireless, we believe in giving great deals to everyone. New customers and current customers already using our fast, reliable nationwide network. Right now, get unlimited data and 5G speeds on 4 lines for just $35 per month per line. With a deal like that, everyone in your household can go stay connected for less. Great deals for everyone. Get yours from Carolina West Wireless today. Certain restrictions apply. See stores for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
All right, let's see Mr. Andrew Tisdale. He's the financial advisor with Edward Jones, and he's right here in the Blue Room with me right now. Good morning. How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's always good to see you.
It's my
you
pleasure.
You seem to have a good positive attitude. I like that.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I mean, there's a actual higher being that's going to take care of us if we allow him.
That's right.
If we allow him. And he's actually not probably, I am 100% confident that he is calling everyone to help. It's just we have to accept it.
We got to do it. We got to do it.
That's exactly right.
We're glad you're here today to talk about financial stuff that we don't, as laymen, don't understand. But I'm glad you're here to explain some of that. So what you got on your mind today?
We are, and I guess this is one thing that's actually coming more from my heart, because school's fixing to start, and I have 3 kids that's getting closer and closer to their end of public school time frame. And I want to say, what could I have done better? What have I done? So I want to talk about one thing that's something any parent or grandparent with children in the school system or children just being born that could think about, and that is 529 plans. When you hear that, you're thinking about that's just a college savings plan. Yes, but what are the benefits of that? One is you can actually have a lot of tax benefits for that. For example, what if I put in $1,000 when a child is born and then it grows to $10,000 when they graduate? That's a great return. But when they take it out, there's no taxes on those earnings. And you can use, but you have to use that for educational purposes. There's also flexibility in naming a beneficiary. What does that mean? So if I put in a $10,000 savings plan, 529 for my son, and he decides he's not going to use it, I can have the flexibility to change that plan to my daughter. That is a really strong flexibility. Also, it can support what I call 4-year college programs, like vocational schools, trade schools, even internships or apprenticeships that it can actually be used for. One thing that we want to always do is we don't necessarily want to give everything to our kids, because they got to learn how to provide things for themselves, but we want to give them the opportunity to have that opportunity. The opportunity to have that opportunity. What can we give our kids? Opportunity. And this is a way that we can provide them opportunity. If you have any questions, feel free to call me about this. I'd be more than happy to talk to you.
And how might they call you? What's that phone number?
828, which is our area code.
Yeah.
287-9197. 287-9197. 233 Charlotte Road, Rutherford, North Carolina, just down the Central High Hill on the right.
Well, they're really making some inroads on that Charlotte Road tearing down trees and cutting down trees at the building roads.
They did, and that's some of the fastest grass I've ever seen grown. Did you notice on the side of the hill where they had just cleared it, and all of a sudden, I'm like, wow, because I did similar work around my house, and that grass didn't come up that quick.
They did do it
They know something I don't know.
Well, they're making pretty good progress on getting that road. I guess that's going to be the bridge across there?
That's my assumption.
Across Charlotte Road?
Yeah, a plan that I looked at a while back. That's my assumption. Sometimes I can't read those plans as good as I can others.
I'm the same way, but it'd be right close to your office, won't it?
That's fine.
Yep.
It might bring more traffic. We don't know.
You look out your window, wave at traffic as they go by.
That's right. I'll do it like my grandfather used to do with with that sign right there.
There you go. Andrew Tisdale, financial advisor. Always happy to have him in the Blue Room, talking about things that are of interest and importance to us as parents, grandparents, and single individuals. If you have any questions, you can get in touch with them. Again, that phone number is
828-287-9197. Hope everyone has a great day.
I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. I'll be back in just a moment. You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton. Well, I think we're scheduled to have the commission report back on with us this morning at 8:30. They had the commissioners meeting last night, I believe, and we'd like to have the chairman to talk about what they talked about, so we'll know firsthand from the chairman what's going on with the county. We've had to omit it for several weeks now. We got into the political interviews with the candidates, and we had to sort of preempt them, and chairman was understanding about that. And I saw him the other night. He said, yeah, we'll get back to it. So he'll be checking in here with us pretty soon and give us the commission report right here on WCAB exclusively on 100.9 FM, 590 AM. Well, some of the stories from here and there, I mentioned this briefly the other hour, but something we talked about on this program, and I've been asking some questions too with the sheriff. You may have heard me ask the sheriff that question. I've asked the county manager and some other folks about homeless people being sent to Rutherford County. My indication was they were being shipped here from Asheville by buses. But according to Scott Carpenter's article in the Courier, that's not happening. Some individuals and families continue to struggle economically in Rutherford County. Each week, several hundred people seek assistance from local food banks and soup kitchens, and some are without a secure shelter to call home, either living out of their cars or living in temporary camps scattered around the county. However, one rumor that has been repeated throughout the summer is that more homeless people are in Rutherford County now because other cities and counties are busing them in. According to this article, there is no evidence to support this. Law enforcement officials, town officials, elected leaders, and professionals who work directly with the homeless are saying this is simply a rumor that has no basis, in fact. Pat Chamberlain, founder and executive director of Out of the Ashes, operates the only homeless shelter in Rutherford County. He said, we have seen no evidence at all of homeless people being bused into Rutherford County. We assess everyone served by Out of the Ashes. We find out where they are from and what their situation is. Some have just been released from jail or prison. Occasionally, Chamberlain said, when a homeless individual who isn't from Rutherford County seeks help, his organization has provided transportation for that person to leave Rutherford County to get to their original home or to get where their family is located. Out of the Ashes has the capacity to accept more homeless people. Chamberlain went on to say, we often get referrals from other organizations as well as law enforcement, but people have to want to be helped. A homeless person can't be forced into the shelter. Some, but not all, homeless people are living with mental health problems or addiction issue, according to the article in the paper. Terry Hageman, who operates Grace of God Soup Kitchen in Forest City, says his organization has not had an uptake in class over the spring and summer. Hageman said, we continue to serve a pretty steady number of about 100 meals per day. I have not heard of, and I'm not aware of, any groups of people being bused into the county. Our numbers have not increased. Town leaders say they have heard the rumors also, but have seen no evidence to support that assertion. Rutherfordton Town Manager Doug Barrick says there's a small number of possibly homeless people who are sometimes seen walking through the town. For the most part, they are harmless, he said, and some of them who may appear to be homeless are not and are simply choosing to walk through the town. Forest City Mayor Steve Holland said, I have heard that rumor about homeless people being busted, but I don't believe this is the case. I have talked with a lot of others, including law enforcement, and no one knows of any evidence that this has been taking place. I have seen no evidence of this at all. Barry Yelton, executive director of Basics Ministry, often encounters some homeless people living in the Cliffside area. Basics has even installed showers and laundry facilities at his headquarters at 141 North Main Street, Henrietta, in order to serve the homeless. Yelton said there are homeless people here. Of the approximately 250 people we serve with the food giveaway each week, about 25 or so are homeless. But we have not seen an influx of people over the spring and summer. The individuals may change, with some dropping off and new ones coming in, but the overall number has remained steady the past several months. Yelton says with certainty that there are truly homeless people living in Rutherford County, but I don't think they're being bussed in from someplace else. He said they're already here, living in abandoned houses or in tents, either in small camps or in places like under the bridges. So that should wrap that story for a while at least. We'll keep tabs on that, but the ones I checked with also indicated they did not know of any validity to the fact that they were being shipped in here from, we had heard Asheville was bringing them by the busloads, but according to these folks who operate these shelters, they're not seeing an influx of any new people coming in. So we can put that to rest for a period of time. Well, congratulations to Carter McKinney of the Boy Scout of America Troop 129 Spindale. Carter was named the rank of Eagle Scout by the Boy Scouts of America Saturday, July 30th at Spencer Baptist Church. Eagle Scout is the highest award presented by the Boy Scouts. It signifies extreme leadership and outdoor skills. A community service project must be completed to earn the Eagle Scout rank. Carter thought of the Washburn Community Outreach Center in Bostic. Carter planned, organized, and led the construction of a security gate, installed security posts along entrance to the center, and installed a covered picnic table shelter for the outreach center to enjoy. And he received his Eagle Scout, so congratulations to Carter McKinney on that great service. Not everybody reaches that plateau, so it's quite an honor to have an Eagle Scout, and several of folks right here. 18 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. We'll have that Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Francis coming up here in just a few moments.
Robbins Painting Carpet has become the friend to folks who do their own work around the house and friends of the professional. Robbins Painting Carpet is the headquarters for Benjamin Moore Premium Quality Paint. It goes on easily and beautifully the first time, every time. Save yourself some time. Do it right the first time with Benjamin Moore. Robbins will provide expert help and advice to make every project a success. Call on Jim and his team for refinishing floors to Robbins Painting Carpet across from Quality Inn in Forest City.
Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
Smith's Drugs of Forest City is offering the flu vaccines. You can walk in Monday through Friday or by appointment only on Saturdays. The Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers, if you need assistance registering your recall devices, you can call the Home Medical Department at 245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has a large selection of in-stock mastectomy bras, now half price. So come by our Home Equipment Department on West Main Street in Forest City. Smith's Drugs, 245-4591.
Yesterday, Governor Roy Cooper announced the beginning of the governor's school supply drive and encouraged people to donate school supplies for public school students and teachers across the state. On average, teachers in North Carolina spend over $500 of their own money on supplies for their classrooms each year. The Governor's School Supply Drive will run from Monday, August 1st to Wednesday, August 31st. As in the past years, the State Employees Credit Union and the communities in school in North Carolina are partnering to collect and deliver the school supplies. Some of the requested supplies include paper, all types, including copy paper, pens and pencils, crayons and markers, dry erase markers, USB flash drives, spiral notebooks, sanitizing wipes, and tissues. Donation bins will be available in all state employees' credit union locations statewide. North Carolina residents can participate by dropping off supplies at the credit union locations or by organizing a drive at their own workplace. So you get to work and share the things the teachers need for their classrooms. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, Sheriff Chris Francis was with us earlier this morning via telephone to record the report from his department, and here it is again.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 112 calls for service. There have been 10 arrests processed in county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 184. Among those arrested, Barbara Ann Blanton, 38-year-old female of Spindale, was charged with 5 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. David Lynn Anderson, 51-year-old male of Boston, was charged with 5 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Joshua Brett Horton, 33-year-old male of Mooresboro, was charged with 5 counts of failure to appear and also received a $500 secure bond. Chastity Levon Washington, 47-year-old female of Rutherford, was charged with 2 counts of obtained property by false pretense and received a $5,000 secure bond. Justin Scott Sperlin, 35-year-old male of Gastonia, was charged with possession of meth and also possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver meth, and he was returned back to prison where he had been prior to being served those 2 pieces of paper. Lauren Jane Landon, 40-year-old female of Lake Lure, was charged with trespassing and received a written promise to appear. Alan Scott Ryan, 59-year-old male of Iron Station, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear, received a $1,000 secure bond. Stefan Eugene Mace, 53-year-old male of Rutherford, was charged with failure to comply. Child support received a $1,500 cash bond. Michael Delane Ray, 33-year-old male of Lake Lure, was charged with failure to appear, received a $500 secure bond. Kevin Scott Lee, 33-year-old male of Far City, was charged with breaking and entering, injury to property, and resisted delay, and received a $1,000 secure bond. Among our incidents, we have obtained property by false pretense on Buck Collins Road, Far City. Someone had used the victim's EBT card without authorization. We had a larceny of a firearm on Whitesides Road in Bostic. It was a Ruger single 6.22 Magnum cylinder revolver. We had uttering a counterfeit, looks like it was a $100 counterfeit bill. There at Big Island Road in Far City, someone had used this $100 counterfeit bill to pay for gas and got changed back. We had a larceny on Big Island Road. It was a 2001 Honda Rubicon 500 four-wheeler. It had previously been yellow, but the owner had painted over it with a grayish camo. However, some of the yellow was protruding through, so it should be able to be identified that way. We had a larceny of a firearm on Maple Creek Road. It was a Glock 19X, tan in color, valued at $600. A young man had been involved in an accident. Prior to going to the hospital, I believe he had getting stuff out of his vehicle. He had misplaced it or had handed it over to a passerby and did not get that back. Had a shoplifting call, Dollar General in Ellenboro. There was a male and a female that took off before law enforcement arrived. Is pending an inventory. I do believe the female has been identified, but will still be under investigation. We had a B&E and injury to property on Frady Street in Ruston, and this is where Kevin Scott Lee had broken into a relative's residence, and law enforcement got into a small scuffle and chase with him, gotten him into custody. Mentioned earlier, 33-year-old male of Far City. Jim, that's what we had to report.
This is 100.9 FM and the mighty 590, the best of both worlds, Rutherfordton.
The defending world champs are answering the call. The Braves' run for a title heats up this summer, and we'll bring it to you live.
High fly, deep to left, forget about it for Austin Riley, and blast to left.
Tonight, the battle for the National League East takes center stage at Truist Park as the Braves take on Bryce Harper and the Phillies. Braves Radio's on the air at 6:05 Eastern, 5:05 Central on the Braves Radio Network. The defending world champs are answering the call. The Braves' run for a title heats up this summer, and we'll bring it to you live.
High fly, deep to left, Forget about it for Austin Riley. And blast to left.
Tonight, the battle for the National League East takes center stage at Truist Park as the Braves take on Bryce Harper and the Phillies. Braves Radio's on the air at 6:05 Eastern, 5:05 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson sidelined for 6 games because of a violation of the NFL's personal conduct policy amid accusations of sexual misconduct made by 24 women in Texas when he played for the Houston Texans. Reporter Greg Saber has more from Cleveland, where Watson is now a member of the Browns.
That's the ruling by former federal judge Sue Robinson. Watson suspended 6 games, no fine. Now, if the NFL appeals this decision, it goes to the commissioner, Roger Goodell. The Players Union has already said they will not appeal.
The Browns' acquisition of Deshaun Watson soured Baker Mayfield's relationship with the team to the point where Carolina acquired the #1 overall draft pick in 2018 last month. And yesterday, Mayfield had his best day of practice as the pads came on for the first time to start week 2 of Panthers training camp at Wofford College in Spartanburg. Now, the Panthers will host the Browns in the season home opener on September 11th at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And after yesterday's practice, Mayfield was indirectly asked about the Watson suspension and how it might change his preparations for that season opener against his former team.
Honestly, it's none of my business. I don't play against the other quarterback. I know it's the most cliche thing to say, but that's just the truth. When it comes down to it, I'm game planning against their defense, and if I'm playing or not, I'm trying to help this team win, and that's my mindset going into it. But I'm not focused about week 1 right now. We'll handle that when it comes.
Mayfield is competing with Sam Darnold, another former #1 draft pick, to be the Panthers starter. Brittany Griner is back in court for her trial in Russia for cannabis possession amid U.S. diplomatic efforts to secure her release. As her trial has progressed, the Biden administration has faced growing public pressure to get her released. And in an extraditionary move last week, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken spoke to his Russian counterpart and urged him to accept a deal under which Griner and Paul Whelan, an American imprisoned in Russia on espionage conviction, would go free. This is NCN Sports.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public-powered community. When storms or other disasters damage your community's electric system, public power line workers respond first so they can make the scene safe for other first responders. It's difficult work, often in grueling and dangerous conditions. So be sure to give those folks in utility trucks room to work safely and keep your community powered. Learn more about public power at electricities.com.
If you or someone you know has been the victim of a crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Services is here to provide support. The office provides a range of free, confidential services to help you regain yourself, receive compensation for damages incurred, protect yourself and your family, and move beyond the stigma of being victimized. Visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4victims.
Tiger Woods has turned down a Saudi offer that Greg Norman says was in the neighborhood of between $700 and $800 million.
I don't play golf for money against people.
What are you, religious or something?
In an interview that took place Sunday at Trump National in Bedminster and aired last night on Fox News, Norman confirmed the figure previously told to the Washington Post. Donald Trump's New Jersey Golf Club is where the 3rd Live Golf Invitational was held over the weekend. Now, Woods has spoken out against the Saudi-funded league. He said players who signed there are turning their backs on the PGA Tour.
The most important decision you can make right now is what do you stand for, Danny? Goodness or badness? I want to be good. Good.
Norman says he was not the CEO of Live Golf when Woods got that offer. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
High temperatures will reach the low to upper 90s today. Factor in the humidity out there. And we'll be feeling like the upper 90s and the triple digits. We're going to see small rain chances for this afternoon. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms could roll in, but they'll quickly move out. Tonight will be a dry one with lows in the low to upper 70s. We will see highs in the low to upper 90s for tomorrow with another small chance of rain. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Looks like right now a sunny skies. We were cloudy and foggy earlier, but it's clearing out of here. Right now we're at 68 degrees, warming up to about 91 with the heat index around 96. Well, we've missed this report for the past couple of months due to political interviews and various conflicts, but we're happy to get it back. Folks have said, when are you going to bring the commissioners to report back on, Jim? So, well, we'll work that out. Here we are with Chairman of the Commissioners, Brian King. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can. Glad to have you back on with us.
Well, I've missed it, I'll tell you, but it was, political season takes up a lot of airtime, and we appreciate you bringing information to our public like you do, Jim. But I have information from last night's meeting, if I can just move on with it.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead and tell us what happened.
Well, the first thing that happened before a meeting, the sheriff's office was in front of our administration office with their new Bearcat. They brought it for the commissioners to see, and there was a photo shoot that was done. But this is a safety tool, that for our officers in case there's an event. I think they've already had to use it once or twice since they received it, and I look forward to seeing that in the paper tomorrow. But it is whenever there's an event where there may be shooting towards the officers, this is a vehicle where they can all travel safely. And there are other aspects to it, but it was it's a meeting of appreciation of each other, of us providing that unit, but also our appreciation for our law enforcement officers, because we want to keep them safe and so they can keep us safe. And so we did that prior to our meeting, and so there's a nice little picture with Commissioner Benfield with it as well. So we did that, and then we went into and started our meeting at 6 o'clock. So at 6 o'clock, we gabbled in the meeting like we always do. We usually look for a special guest to lead in the Pledge of Allegiance, and we did have a special guest in there, and I was so surprised to see that her giving me the stink eye, because my sister-in-law, Angel King, who's also serves on the school board, was sitting in the audience. So I said, well, we have a special guest tonight. Angel King, would you please lead us in the pledge? So I saw the look that my brother usually gets once in a while when he forgets to take the trash out, but she led the pledge. And then we went into the meeting. The agenda was approved as without any changes. There was not any public comments last night. We do welcome public comments, but last night we did not have any. I went to the consent agenda next. Consent agenda, if you recall, is mostly housekeeping, is approving previous minutes and tax refunds releases. We went into commissioner appointments next. The first item was appointment to a chairperson for Rutherford County Tourism Development Authority. You know, the authority's been doing a lot of good work, and really appreciate their efforts. What I really do appreciate, and I think the Board of Commissioners do as well, is how they're reinvesting these occupancy tax dollars into our community and some of the projects that you've seen, such as streetscapes and Spindale, Forest City, and Lake Lure, and Chimney Rock. I mean, all of it that we're seeing. But they've even announced, I think, locally in the press, they're investing over $1 million in capital improvements in our community. So that's a great way of improving not only the needs of our county, but also and for our guests when they come visit us. But we appointed Mr. David Long to serve as chairperson for the TDA Tourism Development Authority. The way it works by legislation, the county commissioners appoint their chairperson, and so that happened last night. The Workforce Development Board had an opening, and Cindy Cobb from the chamber was appointed to represent small businesses on the Workforce Development Board. We went into budget amendments after that, and they were approved. Pardon me, Jim, I do not have that list in front of me, but some of the things were capital needs for the college. Comes to mind right now. It was like $200,000 of the request, so that was approved last night. We went into another meeting, 3220, and that was approved the purchase of real property contingents on due diligence and county manager, county attorney, negotiating contract, and authorizing a chairman to sign. This is 3220's agreement to purchase real property. And what this is the property, and it was announced last night, that we're looking at for the new animal shelter. So that was discussed and it was done last night. Tire recycling, we had our director, Kilgo, from Solid West come. Our tire recycling contract is up for renewal. We had a slight increase in cost, mainly due to fuel and recycling costs of tire recycling. And these are mostly for folks who come in to it. When you buy a tire, I understand from last night, or when you go to your local tire shop, the cost of recycling is already in the price of your tire. So that was approved last night. We went into the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners legislative goals. this is something that we've been working on about 2 or 3 months. We actually we reached out to other local agencies such as the Rutherford County Schools, ICC, the Office of the Sheriff, and the towns of some of the goals that we think that rural North Carolina, such as ourselves, really want the legislators to look at. And it was everything from unfunded mandates to equity in the taxing policy that they have to rural counties, and our roads, and just the whole list. It was like 3 pages long, and that is available on our website. So we actually discussed some of those last night, and then we actually approved it that we would send this with a letter to the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners for them to advocate. And what this does, they get this from all 100 counties, and then they'll sit there and boil it down to the top, to the top ones, and advocate on our behalf. And so we're happy to do that. 321A was something that I've been serving as a commissioner for 7 years now, and I don't think I've ever had happen. We had the chairman of the school board and the sheriff before us, and so last night we approved, and we had a discussion on school resource officers, because, and so last night they came to us, the Rutherford County Schools and the Sheriff's Office has worked out where they can, and this is, and with the county now, worked out where we can, even though that all 3 entities have a very tight budget, and we've already done our budget for the year, that we have worked out a way, and kudos to the Rutherford County Schools and the Sheriff's Office of looking at grants and looking at reprioritizing some dollars that have already been allocated. And then from the county, on our point, we approve FTEs according to the personnel policy. The Sheriff's Office, we approve the full-time employees, but by doing so, we're also responsible for the retirement and some of the equipment and the insurance and all that. So everyone has, I use the word skin in the game, but I really should use, everyone has an investment. But it was approved last night that up to 8 SROs was approved last night for the Sheriff's Office to use, 7 for Rutherford County Schools, because that's what they're requesting. We did up to 8 because we have not heard from the Thomas Jefferson and the Charter School what their needs will be, but we went ahead and made approval for the sheriff, since they have the funding, or will be doing the funding for that, with the schools, that way they don't have to come back before us. But the whole purpose of this, it was a lengthy discussion about our children and the safety of the schools, and how we can, leverage what we have together to have this done. I really like to point out that, it was mentioned last night by the school board chairman and by the sheriff that the state is allocating some funds, or has announced they're allocating some funds to rural North Carolina, because we don't have the financial capacity for this. I think I'm just going to throw a number out there, but it's like $500,000. But they're going to be providing grants for most of that, and so we're hopeful that we'll go ahead and be able to pull that down. But the rest of it we're going to take care of, because, as I think Commissioner Levis said, these are our children, and we want our parents to feel safe, or when their children come to our schools. So that was approved last night. So and I believe the school board has a meeting tonight where they're going to be officially addressing this as well. After that, we went into a closed session, and there's 2 items on closed session we went into. Was attorney-client privilege, which was 318-1183, and then land acquisition, 143-318-1185. And that actually, I thought our meeting was going to be done in a quicker time, but we were actually in that discussion for a little bit of time, and then we came out. There's no action taken, and then we adjourned. And Jim, that's our meeting.
All right, busy time again for the commissioner, always doing some things positive for our county. Let me ask you this. I know there's certain things that commissioners can't talk about because of the confidentiality, but are businesses still looking at Rutherford County to locate here? Are we getting some new businesses, a new industry?
Yeah, well, to answer that question, yes. Our EDC world, economic development, has been very, very covered up with interest and people looking. One thing that COVID did, people realized they don't need to be living in a big city, but they also want to look in a place what's a wonderful place to live. I mean, our community, our people, we have assets here that you don't have anywhere else. So to locate where you could, I know the phrase is live, work, and play, but you can live, work, and play here. And beautiful area, and we have the resources as in power and water, and all that. So it's that. But they've been very active. I'm not aware of an announcement at this time.
Right. One of our great assets are our people that live here. That's one of our great assets as well.
Yes, that's indeed. So, all right, sir.
Thank you very much for your report. Look forward to talking to you again real soon. You be safe out there and have a good day.
Yes, call me anytime. All right, have a good day.
Bye-bye. Chairman Brian King, Chairman of Rutherford County Commissioners, giving us a monthly report. Hopefully, we can get a school board report started back again tomorrow morning. They meet tonight, and if we get the chairman to check in with us on Wednesday morning, we'll get a report on what they're talking about tonight as well. 8:40, I'll be back in just a moment.
New Fabulous Fortune is only for the bold. In my kingdom, we understand bold, like jousting. Rather bold, consuming 3 giant turkey legs. Very bold. And Fabulous Fortune, with the best odds to win $300 at a top prize of $3 million. Totally bold. Fabulous Fortune from the North Carolina Education Lottery. May thy boldness be rewarded. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.14. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Some of the news from here and there this morning. A story out of Raleigh. Associated Press is reporting this, that the North Carolina State Board of Elections unanimously voted Monday to recognize the Green Party as a new political party, reversing its previous decision to reject the party's petition while the board investigated the signature sheets for fraud. Caitlin Love, the board's legal counsel, announced Monday that the North Carolina Green Party has submitted more than enough signatures validated by both the state and county elections board to earn immediate recognition. But Green Party candidates still face an ongoing legal battle to appear on the November ballot after the state board's initial rejection of the petition led the party to miss the July 1st deadline to submit its nominees. Though the elections board determined it does not have authority to extend the deadline, an August 8th federal court hearing in Raleigh could widen the window for a new political party to nominate candidates in North Carolina. This was never a political decision, but always an important one, Board Chair Damon Circosta, a Democrat, said Monday. I personally did what I said I would do from the start. If there came a time when I believed there were enough valid signatures to recognize the Green Party, I would vote to do so. The Green Party then sued the board on July 14th after the election board Democratic majority previously rejected the Green Party petition in a 3-2 vote on June 30th. The Green Party then sued the board on July 14th, alleging Democratic interference in the petitioning process and asking the court to reverse the board's decision. Well, the board filed a response to the lawsuit on Friday opposing the Green Party's demand that a judge order the board to include its candidates on the ballot. Democrats have warned that Green Party certification could divide progressive voters and clear a path for Republican victories in key races, particularly the tight U.S. Senate race between Democrat Cherie Beasley and Trump-endorsed Republican Ted Budd. Prior to the board's initial vote, the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee acknowledged contacting signers of the Green Party's petition to request they remove their names. So the Green Party has been certified as a party now, so they will go about getting candidates to file for those particular offices. Ballot preparation begins in mid-August, which they recognize they say they should give Green Party candidates enough time to appear on the North Carolina ballot alongside Democrats and Republicans and Libertarians if the court rules in their favor. So we'll see how all that works out. Of course, the election is not far away. This is August, September, October, November, and then we'll have another midterm election coming up here real soon. Well, the Daily Courier reported the other day about approximately 85 Rutherford County School elementary students participated in the summer's Camp Innovate held at Ellenboro Elementary School. The week-long camp served kids who participated in the RCS academically and or intellectually gifted program. The camp ended Thursday. The students spent the week working together, creating, constructing, solving problems, laughing, and generally having a good time. This year, Camp Innovate's theme was STEAM Park. Students studied physics concepts through cooperative activities like building their own roller coasters. So they had a good time. Creativity and fun was
was had by all at Camp Innovate in Ellenboro. Well, there's still always a lot of news out there about things, the cultural battle that's going on for the hearts and souls of our students and the hearts and souls of our American people. And the Daily Caller is doing a story on a principal pushing trans book on 5-year-olds. An elementary school principal issued an apology Friday after promoting a book about transgender child to students as young as 5 years old. Stacy DeCosi, principal of Excelsius Elementary School in Excelsius, Minnesota, suggested kindergarten through second grade students read Jack, not Jackie, a story about a young girl who realizes she prefers to act like a boy, according to a YouTube video. DeCourcy then issued an apology on Facebook for suggesting the book after it struck a nerve in the community and since deleted the original video. Notice what happened, folks. She pushed it forward. The public spoke up, and they pulled it. That's what we need to do when these things happen in our community, in our society, in our schools, in our churches even. If it's against the Judeo-Christian values and our own concept of character, we need to step forward. One of the books, DeCourcy said in the video, one of the books I spoke about specifically, which has struck a nerve in our community, was intended to support our transgender students who are often overlooked and misunderstood in schools, she said. Please note this is not a required reading for students. It is simply meant to be a suggestion for families who are looking for these types of resources. Well, they don't need to be brought into the public school. Let them go find it other places. We don't need to impose that upon children who have no interest in becoming that way. DeCourcy said the phenomenal raid would be available in schools' media center for the school year. Jack, Not Jackie, is a children's picture book about a sister accepting her sibling Jackie, who realizes she would rather be called Jack and do boy-like activities like play in the mud and wear boy clothing. Minnesota Elementary principal promoted that book as a summer reading for K-2 kindergarten to second grade. And got a lot of upset people about that. I think that's why it's so important that we as parents and grandparents investigate very closely what our kids are reading, what's being recommended. And sometimes it may even seem that the ones who are recommending the book may not even know what's in it. They say, well, that's got a nice title. That's nice pictures on that book. Let's recommend this. Maybe they've read it, maybe they haven't. But it's important, I think, that we as parents and grandparents and leaders of the community and ministers, Sunday school teachers, whoever you are, where you have an idea to work with the hearts and minds of children, need to know what's being taught out there. Another story from WorldNet Daily, Art Moore. He is doing a story about a state probing evangelical universities for refusing to hire gay faculty and staff. Over the past half century, evangelicals universities typically have experienced an ideological divide between their generally more conservative boards of trustees and their largely progressive faculty, staff, and student bodies. That split is evident at Seattle Pacific University, where faculty, staff, and students have filed complaints with the Washington State Attorney General because the institution forbids hiring people who don't adhere to its biblically based stance that sexual activity is sacred and should take place only within a marriage between a man and a woman. Nothing wrong with that philosophy, right? But some of these liberal universities are trying to step aside that. So, oh, well, no, if they want to do it between two guys, then we shouldn't stand in their way. We should allow that to happen, maybe even encourage it a little bit. No. State Attorney General Bob Ferguson announced Friday that after numerous students, faculty, and others filed complaints, he launched a civil rights investigation into the university for refusing to hire LGBTQ plus faculty and staff. In May, after the board voted to uphold policies that bar employees from engaging in same-sex sexual activity, students and staff staged a sit-in in front of the office of interim president Pete Majaris for about a week. The student called for the removal of the board of trustees. The university, in effect, to block Ferguson's investigation, has filed a federal lawsuit. Ferguson said in a statement that his office respects the religious views of all Washingtonians and the constitutional rights afforded to religious institutions. Well, you have to applaud those presidents of colleges, universities that stand strong and don't bow to the pressure. I will not bow to the pressure of the left-leaning folks who want to distort the biblical, the Judeo-Christian values. I will not bend or bow to the pressure of those folks. And I admire those presidents of universities and colleges, and I admire those pastors who will not bend and bow to the pressure, who are not afraid to rattle a few nerves, rattle a few cages, and make sure the gospel is preached exactly right. But anyway, a McDowell County man was charged with attempted murder following an assault in early July. According to the McDowell County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to an assault call at Cedar Brook Residential in Nebo. A woman was taken to the hospital with severe injuries, according to the sheriff. During the investigation, deputies uncovered video evidence of the assault, and deputies charged Jacob Douglas Carpenter, 40, of Shelby, with first-degree attempted murder. Carpenter was given a $40,000 bond. My Great America with Jim and Butch coming up at 9:05 this morning. Got a lot to get ready for, so I'm going to step away from the Blue Room microphone in just a few moments and get ready for that. My Great America with Jim and Butch coming up. Tell your neighbors and friends to tune in. Don't leave us. 100.9 FM, 590 AM, and online at www.wcab59.com. Now hear this important message. Here's a question for you. Are you uninsured or have a high deductible plan? Brock Family Care may be the right fit for you and your family. Brock Family Care offers a membership plan of $75 a month, and that includes unlimited visits, 2 sets of complete labs per year, 1 annual physical exam including an EKG, even house calls as appropriate. This seems to be the answer to put an end to complications with medical care and insurance plans. To learn more, call or visit the website at www.brockfamilycare.com. That phone number is 828-382-7282.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Just a heads up, in the next couple of weeks, you should be receiving, many of you will be receiving the Foothills Journal in the mail. We're finalizing that, getting it proofed and getting it to the printers and back to us and then to the mail within the next couple of weeks, maybe hopefully within a week's time. We'll see how it goes with the process of shipping it to us and getting it out in the mail. So please watch out for that and be on the alert for the Foothills 2022 Foothills Journal, courtesy of WCAB. 20,000 of those being printed. Now I'm going to step away here from the microphone, clear out the air, spray it real good to get all the bad Jim Bishop odors out of here. Make room for Butch Mulby to come into the Blue Room for My Great America with Jim and Butch. Straight ahead. Have a nice day, folks. I'll see you back here in the Blue Room tomorrow.